the DC area plane crash, the LA fires, the Baltimore bridge collapse. President Trump and his supporters have blamed diversity efforts for recent tragedies. Last January, right-wing media tried to bring DEI into the conversation in the aftermath of a Boeing aircraft accident.
The doors are falling off the planes, but at least, they're meeting their diversity goals, I guess, in Boeing.
So, why are people trying to make these connections to DEI? We asked a professor at UC Berkeley who wrote a book on dog whistles in politics. He says invoking DEI in this way is part of a larger effort to trigger resentment against groups that have been historically marginalized.
But to do so in terms that do not embrace a blatant, direct bigotry, but that instead seek to clothe themselves in some form of a commitment to fairness or excellence.
Lily Zhang has been a DEI consultant for close to a decade.
DEI is an attempt to change the status quo towards meritocracy.
But it's a concept some right-wing figures have worked to distort. Christopher Rufo is an anti-DEI activist with the right-wing Manhattan Institute think tank. He's an outspoken advocate for overturning civil rights laws and has played a key role in popularizing attacks on DEI. Here he is on YouTube laying out his strategy to abolish DEI in public universities.
We want people to be thinking about DEI, people to be debating about DEI, people to be talking about DEI in policy language. But then we want to translate this into a concrete and emotional space.
You often hear anti-DEI activists claiming it's about hiring quotas, but those are actually illegal in the United States. So, right-wing activists want to abolish it. But what does DEI actually look like in practice? According to DEI consultants we spoke to, it looks like standardizing the promotions process and hiring practices with things like rubrics that ensure candidates are being evaluated by the same criteria. Zhang says it's also about changing the status quo.
And for those who cannot imagine that, or for those who are threatened by the idea of that because they benefit from inequality in the present, of course they're going to call the solution the problem.
Shortly after he took office, President Trump signed an executive order revoking federal DEI programs.